You've got your food grade buckets with a lid, okay? So I've got my one, I've got 2 lids and 2 food grade buckets. I think these were $5 each at Home Depot. You can get them for $1 at the bakery. Anything like that would work. Then you're going to get a spigot, just a regular spigot like this. You're going to measure the spigot to see what size hole your spigot needs, okay? This one was 3/4, I think, okay? So you're going to drill a hole down here for your spigot, low as possible without cutting the bottom. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take this lid and this bottom together, and you're going to drill a hole, measure your filter, drill a hole for your filter to go through there. Okay, now this is just a ceramic filter. Now, I paid $40 for mine, now they're $60. So you can do this for under $70, $75 for the whole entire project, compared to $250, $300 to get a Berkey. Okay, you don't want to hit, see the ridge right here? You don't want to hit that, so make sure you're up high enough. There you go.
That was fast.
Well, you're just that good, dear.
Apparently.
What you're saying?
I don't know, which one are you talking about?
Green.
Oh, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
Okay.
And we've never actually made one of these, right?
Nope, this is the first time we've done this.
Cool.
Oh,
so I put it through, and I'm putting another gasket on this side.
Put a gasket on that side.
So that and it's going to have to be, I mean, it's plastic, so we don't want to make it too tight or it'll break. But if we don't make it tight enough, it'll leak. So you want to kind of make it kind of snug.
Yeah. Oh, we're just using pliers because it looks like our crescent wrench has flown to our son's house without our permission, so there are no extra parts. Okay, so now you want the lid to the bottom bucket and the bottom of the top bucket to be together, okay? So it sits inside the lid usually.
Oh, and there's a nice, there's a nice lip
a
there,
rim.
so it fits perfectly right
See,
there.
there's a rim right here.
We're all about improvisation.
We're all about improv. Listen, you got to make do in an emergency situation. Right? Okay, so now you're going to have 2 holes. But what do you do when your drill doesn't fit in? You
turn it over.
What?
What kind of witchcraft is that? All right.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put it right in the center. And I love these bits.
No, I have 2 that I need. So and actually, you can get 2 or 3 filters. 3 is better, but they come in packs of 2.
You're going to put 2 filters on this?
Yes.
So it doesn't really matter where you are then, as long as it goes through consistently on both sides. Okay, so big. Okay, so I'm going to push this down. That was easy.
Okay, now
Shouldn't say that.
let's measure it first and see if that got it through.
Perfection.
Woo! Perfect. Okay.
We should probably put something in there while I drill the other one to make sure the other one still lines up correctly. That is the voice of experience, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
This is literally like a really easy product. I mean, any female can do this. Oh, did you hear that sexist comment? Oh, Tara.
I'm not sure which way it was sexist, though. It could be either sexist, like a man can't do it, or like you have to be sure to tell them that a woman can do it. Either way, it's not probably great. But we don't care about those things. So you put it on the inside of the top one?
Yep.
And that's so that you can have the bottom one with fresh water without the filter sitting in fresh water.
Exactly. Okay, so we've lost the little nut thingy. I went in the house to stir the bacon. Okay.
I found it.
Where was it?
I look for things. It was underneath this.
It was underneath that.
Yeah.
So Mike's spiritual gift is
finding things.
Really, it is, isn't it?
And I always love to say I look for things, like on the Star Trek episode, because I very much can. I can usually ask a question and I'll find it right away.
Yeah. If anything is missing, so if you have something missing, ask Mike and he can help you find it.
If it's real valuable, there might be a percentage thing required.
Okay,
so it already has the gasket on it, and it looks like this one only has one gasket, so we want to put the gasket on the side where
so
the water is coming from. Yeah.
Yep. So it needs to go the other direction.
Oops.
it that way. Yep.
Yeah, because I forgot. This is going to be the upper bucket, and we want the upper bucket to be the one filtering it.
Let me show.
All right.
Right there.
Turning the filter and not the nut because it's easier. Okay, so this one we want to have it tight enough that basically it's holding, probably hand tight as you reasonably can.
Okay.
Because then it'll pull that gasket up against the back of the plastic because that's where you don't want it to leak. Because then all your
So
Giardia
there's one filter.
out.
You don't want what?
Then all your Giardia is going to be getting out. Is that what these filter against?
Yeah, it filters against everything.
Whoa.
You can take pond water and filter. This is what they do in Africa for like missionaries and stuff. They'll make a contraption like this for them.
Delicious. Okay. So I just stuck it in there.
Yep.
That is going to be a weird looking thing. This looks like some sort of science fiction device.
Hey, it'll save your life one day, and you'll say, honey, I am so glad you forced me to do this.
And you'll say, I am so glad you found that nut. Actually, I look for things that's kind of funny because a lot of times I can just, if somebody else loses something somewhere, I can ask a bunch of questions about it and figure out exactly where it probably is. I always find it.
Put the top, see the top contraption now goes on the bottom. Okay, just seal it tight. Okay, now.
Et voila.
Okay.
Voila. Voila.
Okay, so there's your homemade water filtration system. So it's like that.
See if Tara's thing actually works.
And that's what it looks like inside.
What?
Here's what it looks like with the lid on. Now, you have to prime the filters. So you need to save some water back to prime the filters. So I'm gonna.
So what it says to do is to fill up the upper chamber full.
Okay, so you fill up the top one right here that has the filter full.
And because it's dry, the filter is going to have to get wet. And this says that it'll take longer to pass through the first time because it's wet. So then it says once we drain it through, their suggestion is to then empty the first bucket worth. And then it says to have it sit overnight. So the filter's wet, but it's empty. And then fill it up again the next day. And then empty it again. And then after that, it says it's good to go.
Yep. Okay, now this.
Whoa.
This filters everything. Now, if you have dirty pond water that you're filtering, ditch water, whatever, what you want to do is filter it through something like a t-shirt, a coffee filter, something like that to catch the big pieces through first.
Because there's a big green glop on the outside of your filters, then water's not going to go through it.
Yes. So what you want to do is if you have big green glops, then you want to filter all that out first using a t-shirt or something like that. Do it into a bucket and then put it in here to filter all of the Giardia, everything. But you will have clean water with your water filtration for about $70, $75. The price has gone up since I originally got these 5 or 6 years ago. But it's still, $75 is cheap to keep your life going.
For how much do you think this will filter in its life?
6,000 gallons for 2 filters.
Okay.
So that's a lot of water. All of the pieces to make this are in the description below. We have a freebie for you guys. Dining 1 is the coupon code to use to get our Dining on a Dime cookbook ebook for free. Put the coupon code in the little box and hit apply, and it will be $0 for you. It has everything you need to make your own homemade taco seasonings, crackers, whatever you need in an emergency. Please visit us at livingonadime.com.